Hear ye, hear ye. We are 2 weeks away from the season starting. It is crunch time. It is go time. And here on the Swolecast, we are going to take all these bite-sized nuggets, chew them up, and digest them. We got lots of news coming up. We got the draft we have to all be in at the same time. So that's going to be fun. Stick around. It's the Swolecast here on RotoGrinders.com.
You Davis Maddox from the Swolecast? I was like, yep, that's me.
I just want you guys to know I'm total dust. I'm the problem.
Hear ye, hear ye.
Leave it to the guy with the crypto dunes, Abby, to not understand context.
I should have known you getting 30 likes was directly written by someone else.
You know me, I don't do a ton of research before the show.
I've put no research into this. Don't know if it's true at all.
You're on the right show.
Tape.
To it, bro. Live a little.
Live a little.
Just live a little, guys.
All right, welcome in. It's the 15th best ball Swolecast that we have of the season. We got one more, and then it's go time. Then it's season time. People are asking in the comments if it was me that got held up in traffic, and that's why we're late. No, it was not me.
It's my fault.
It was Davis Maddox.
Yep.
You look like you got pulled over in traffic for driving a panel van, Dave. Like, what is this?
No,
new
he
look,
looks
man?
great. He looks great. He's joined.
Oh, the guy with the dirty mustache thinks the other guy with the dirty mustache looks great.
Dave got inspired by my YouTube channel to join the Mustache Gang. I don't know. There's no other reading you could possibly display.
Yeah, the basically the guys are going out. We're going out for our 19th annual fantasy football draft. The home league is so destination draft. We're gonna have a dad theme night. We always like to have fun with it, and so I figure what better way to do that than to pay a little homage to Davis Maddox and Tom Selleck. So appreciate.
I will say it's legitimately slimming on you. Like you look.
It is.
You
He
look
looks
different.
about 13 pounds lighter with the mustache. Yeah.
Maybe it's all the pickleball I've been playing lately.
Probably not. It's the mustache.
I don't know. Want to just shout out to everyone who has liked and left comments. Fun reading those. We got 2 weeks again to the start of the season. People have been asking about the blindfolded draft.
Oh, we got to do that next week, right?
Me too.
Yeah.
Me doing it, or is it one of you doing it?
I'd rather not waste a bullet doing a blindfold draft. I don't think it matters as much, kind of given your proclivities. So,
Dave, the whole reason people like it is because it's you.
Yeah.
Well,
it's not the same magic.
Okay, I'll do it again
do
this year. Here's what I'll say: next year, one of you need to do it just to see how hard it is.
No, next year,
no one ever claimed it wasn't hard, Dave.
Yeah, but people saw. I made it look easy last year, and so people think that it is easy. It is not easy. So I will do it again, and people need to tune in.
Would you consider combining your two favorite loves, drafting blindfolded and while driving together to one magical experience?
No. I almost drafted the other day in traffic, and then I said no, not gonna do it.
Dave, of all the offhanded comments you've ever said on this show, just based on reading comments on my YouTube channel, the traffic draft has got to be your number one most successful off the cuff comment.
I mean, you're talking to the guy who invented Live a Little. So that would probably be the most successful.
But that's kind of something you've repeated. It's been a mantra. The traffic thing, first off, you thought everyone was going to agree with you. You kind of thought everyone was going to be like, oh yeah, traffic draft, of course.
People do though.
They shouldn't.
But sure. I agree, though they shouldn't, but that doesn't mean that they do. Like people have repeatedly said, and I have said publicly, and I'll say it again: don't draft in traffic. Don't do it. Not worth it. Not even bumper to bumper traffic. You got school zones out there. Like let's keep it respectable, and see. So, all right, Peter, we had the truth serum takes on your channel. And
Yes.
you want to give a little promo for that?
Yeah, that should be coming out probably within the next week or so. We got some videos coming. I just posted one today with Buying For. The Best Ball Bros video is being edited. That will come out. And then the True Serum video will be out sometime next week, I would imagine. But yeah, it's I asked a bunch of people around the best ball space to take a little True Serum and share a take that they might have been too afraid to share otherwise, or don't want to fully be on record with it. And I just wanted to give everyone permission to share their deepest, darkest thing they believe about best ball this year.
Yeah.
It was very hard for me, honestly.
I actually said something, and it was in direct contrast to what, Peter, one of your things has been. So that'll be interesting. Peter gets the 1.1, I get the 1.3, and Davis gets the 1.11. But before we do that, we got to set the table. We have to make sure everything is copacetic, and that's what we're going to do with today's Overzet overview.
Got that dog in her butt. Got that dog in her butt. Overzet overview. Come on.
All right. Davis Maddock celebrated his birthday earlier this week. I did think about texting him, but decided that roasting him 2 days later was the best gift I could give. So happy belated birthday, Davis. Davis did celebrate his birthday like so many other young American men, with an afternoon on the links and an Expo shilling his Underdog code in his Patreon. Davis. Just a lovely afternoon.
Wait, Peter, I'm literally getting a golden retriever puppy tomorrow. You are not going to believe how hard I'm going to use this dog to show my Underdog link. I've already got plans.
Murphy.
What do we got?
Murphy, he's an 8-week-old golden retriever puppy.
Murphy?
Yeah.
After Liam Murphy?
No, it's a girl. Murphy Brown.
Whoa.
People when people said it was Davis's Liam year, we didn't realize how far you were taking this, Davis.
How many? Continue. Sorry.
Davis also launched a giveaway on his YouTube channel this week, where he will be giving away 5%. I love Davis pre-laughing here, of his Best Ball Mania 5 winnings. 5% of his Best Ball Mania 5 winnings. For those of you who don't have a calculator nearby, 0.05 times 0 is in fact 0.
Oh, come on, Peter! I've been waiting for a week for you to get a joke off, and that was the best you could do.
Just let me cook, buddy. That said, on the off chance that Patrick Mahomes throws for 96 touchdowns, Davis did cover his ass with a lengthy terms and conditions follow-up post. My favorite part of the legalese is where Davis says the winner has only 7 days to claim the prize.
Wait,
Listen
is that real?
Me. This is dead real. I read the entire post. Davis,
that is what I mean. Let's just be honest about it. I said, ChatGPT, give me the terms and conditions for a social media giveaway.
I made that joke. I always made the joke that you didn't hire a lawyer, that you got it from ChatGPT, and that's exactly what happened.
I ran it through ChatGPT, and then I sent it to one of my groomsmen who is a lawyer, and he said it looks good.
All right, here's the deal, though. If you are the winner, you absolutely have to slow roll Davis until the 11th hour, so he thinks he's off the hook, and then bam, you Venmo request his ass for that $45.
No, I'm gonna draw multiple names. The idea is that I send someone multiple people have commented they want a big check. If they win, they want a big check. So I'm gonna do whatever I can to make that happen.
Small dollars, big checks. The new slogan for the Davis Maddock YouTube channel.
Please comment said law a little.
In other news, David Kitchen's engagement has admittedly been picking up on X, for those who have been following. He finally found a niche, which I can best describe as the most normie best ball topics imaginable. Check out Soccer Dave's page for thought-provoking questions like, where is your favorite spot to pick? And be sure to turn on notifications for David's next post about why the second round of drafts stinks. Dave, keep up the good work there. I saw 11 replies on one of those.
Dave could actually low-key crush on normie fantasy YouTube, like 9-minute edited videos of just being like the worst picks, and it's just like
People loved my my DraftKings tweet last night too about DraftKings best ball. So
Yeah. The app is crashing on me. It sounded like it was relatable. So you found your home, Dave. In other news, this week on Ship Chasing, we decided to give the clip curse to Jalen McMillan. There was weeping in the streets by many, although the Sharps have started to hammer Trey Palmer in the last round, is what I'm hearing here to capitalize.
Can I be honest? I'm not worried. I just want this on the record. I'm not worried. Jalen McMillan is actually too good.
All right. We also thought Sky Moore and Laviska Shenault were too good as well. A lot of people have asked me how I'm handling the Broncos wide receiver usage from preseason and if I'm down bad after selecting so much Troy Franklin and Marvin Mims. And my answer is this, guys. When God closes a Franklin and a Mims, he opens up a Tyquan Thornton running with the ones. We're so back, baby. Never wrong, only early. Back to
I thought you were going to say something about Tim Patrick.
I mean, I probably will start drafting a little Tim Patrick.
No, don't kowtow to the woke mob, dude.
I am going to stop drafting Troy Franklin. I'll tell you that much.
Oh yeah, Troy Franklin, he's dead. If he gets there, then he'll get there. Sosa, you can. I'm presenting. There we go. All right, Kitchen started with Tyreek Hill, Malik Neighbors. Where do you get your ideas? Pete from the 101. He's scared of Christian McCaffrey's calf strain. Stevie, Kyron, and Ayuk. I don't know how I feel about that, Peter. I do not know how I feel about you selecting Kyron over Chain. In fact, I do know how.
What do you mean? Achan was long gone.
Oh, I'm reading the board backwards. Okay, my bad. I'm an idiot. That's me.
I have been trying to get more Kyron though.
Frederick Warren, to answer your question, do you withhold at supplemental tax rates? Assuming that I win $1.5 million USD, I'm going to do whatever my lawyer advises.
Yeah.
ChatGPT LLC.
There.
Yeah.
Well, no, if I win $1.5 million, then you can actually get a lawyer. You know? I'm assuming.
Davis is going to actually hire a real lawyer to see if he can nullify his actual giveaway. Yeah, he's like, is there anything in here that means I'm not on the hook for this?
I firmly believe that files under good problems. I think you file that under good problems.
Because what is it? It's $75K pre-tax that you would be giving to someone.
Yeah, but if you read the terms and conditions, it's gross post-tax earnings.
Yeah, 75 isn't even that generous. Like it's a sham.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
20%.
Theoretically giving away $75,000, not that generous. Okay.
I mean, Davis, if you your life, I mean, the amount of joy and everything that would happen to you in life if you won Best Ball Mania and the most you could give away to your loyal subs is $75K. Don't be such a cheapskate.
The worst outcome though is that it ends up being like just enough to have to send a 1099. Like it ends up being like $633 so that you have to 1099 it. Brutal stuff.
Right. Like what's the min cash is $37.50. So that would be exactly. Oh no, a min cash is $187 that you're sending to someone. You make a team to the finals, and the sweat starts at $187.
All right, I'm about to do something that Pete is going to say is stupid, but well,
do it.
No, actually, I'm not.
Oh gosh.
Well, maybe I will. We'll see what M Wolf does here on the turn. But I wanted to leave myself the optionality. If he clicks Rice, then we are down.
Please, Mark.
Do it for the bit. Honestly, do it for the bit.
Kelsey goes off the board after Davis drafts Mahomes.
Look, he's got to do it for the bit.
Why don't you take? Did you want Kelsey? Why don't you take Kelsey first?
No, he didn't want.
He did it for the
bit. That's how you own Davis.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Are you guys drafting way differently? Tell me about the Underdog streets, because I can tell you about the DraftKings streets, right? Like, has everything shifted way to where like guys like DeAndre Hopkins, Hollywood Brown, or Jordan Addison are falling?
They're falling, but I don't think as much on DraftKings because you don't have those Q tags.
Hollywood is falling, not as much as on DraftKings, but he's falling a lot. And so is Ladd, which is weird because his health is like already fine.
Yeah.
He's already good.
Hollywood's in the 90s. Hopkins is in the hundreds. And Addison is in the like 112, 116 range.
On DK? Addison?
Yes.
Jeez.
What I will say, Dave, is that the available evidence suggests that risers don't rise enough and fallers don't fall enough based on.
You said that last week, Davis. And while I appreciate what you're saying, some of this is just FUD, right?
Well, I don't know. Like, there's not been a good update on Jordan Addison's ankle specifically. I think the Ladd stuff seems like mostly FUD, part of which I was guilty of because he got hurt. And then I immediately talked about how he played about 17 total snaps in college. So I'm not going to say I'm not guilty of that. But the Hopkins, you already kind of know you're making a deal with the devil when you select a 32-year-old wide receiver. And then when the bad thing happens, when there's a 32-year-old wide receiver, when he suffers the injury already, it's kind of like Pete, this happens all the time in baseball where the market will be kind of ambivalent on a guy. But then if you get the signal one way or the other, the market will really react to that. Like if Devin Achane got a tweak in that preseason game, I mean, you want to talk about a guy who would plummet. Like if Achane had a tweaked hammy, he'd be a 4th-round pick, I think.
But why wouldn't the same be true for Gibbs, who did just have a tweaked hammy?
You know, if you think about it proportionally, Gibbs went from being an 11th-round pick to a guy who fell a lot. Now, also the results-based stuff, like the staff does not seem worried at all about Gibbs. Pete drafting quite a good team. Dave gets
Davis, I'm gonna
Hurts.
ask a question that I'm terrified to know the real answer. Is this the earliest you've drafted Xavier Worthy?
Yeah.
I guess there's a small chance that I thought maybe you had taken him.
Well,
point.
There's maybe a chance in a puppy I would have done Kelsey Worthy or something like that, like super dumb. I mean, I knew that once Diggs went off, I was going to take a Chief there. Could have been Rashi, could have been Kelsey, could have been like whatever. I tried to do Mahomes first. Sometimes you want to just try stuff and see what happens. I don't think I am of the minority opinion that Worthy is worth that selection anyway. I don't really think that was bad. The thing that sucks though is when you do Mahomes first, you leave yourself totally at the victimness of the room. But if I would have taken Rashi there, I for sure would have wanted Mahomes. And if you take Rashi there and the 3-4 turn guy does Mahomes Kelsey, you're like kind of similarly up the creek without a paddle, in my opinion.
Isn't it optimal if you want to do the Mahomes reach? Don't you kind of want to do it mid-third, see if you can get Kelsey to fall. If not, you can take Rashi and then still probably get Xavier Worthy in the mid-5th.
Mid-4th Rashi is kind of gone. That 3-4 corner is doing it a lot of the time now.
Yeah.
We've seen the flippening of Roma Dunze on Fat Keenan. The Keenan Allen slander has gotten out of control.
It's one of the funniest bits that
so
fantasy
funny.
Twitter has ever done.
Yes. And it's worked. It's like propaganda that has 100% worked.
Well, that's a better example to Davis's point of like someone everyone's kind of like, man, he's old. They drafted this guy top 10. And then it's like, you give us anything, anything, we are going to react to it.
Yeah.
Man,
preseason.
This team needed Kenneth Walker. I don't love that.
Yeah.
Tough scenes.
You can get into it later. We haven't had a lot of drama lately, except for one thing in the fantasy streets. And that is there's an influencer that has been accused of stealing news bits. Yeah. And it's not Davis this time. It's
I never stole snap counts. I just repeated Matthew Berry's line.
Well,
you are on the record as stealing other people's video work, though, correct?
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, that is 100% on the record. Pete, you'll appreciate this. Sam Sherman DM'd me on Discord the other day. He's like, "How do you make those videos? Like, where do you get those videos for like preseason and stuff?" And I say, I Twitter search the name on my phone. You click post video, and it just does it for you. There's no work involved.
All the engagements at zero of the work. It's the best. It's the best of both worlds.
It's the best of both worlds. That's what they say.
So, Kitchen, go on. What's your take on the controversy between Yankee and Salvetri?
Yeah, it's it was interesting to see Sal's response back. It was like, I did actually use PFF. Next time I'll make sure to credit it. Keep crushing. Kept it positive, which I appreciate, but he probably should have credited PFF before, because Yankee is doing just everyone's work as far as
I was gonna say without Yankee, the fantasy community looks a lot of the information that you use would be a lot different.
I'll push back against it and say he's doing the real time work. There's tons of, Dwayne is doing it all at Fantasy Life.
Sure.
Gretsch is going through every stealing, but he's doing the real time work.
Yeah, he does like the first look of stuff and gets stuff out like instantly right away. I'm on the clock. Jeez, 10 seconds. You guys got to tell me this. Oh no. Ooh,
I'm sorry. I didn't know I had to tell you when it's your turn to pick.
He's too busy talking about the drama.
Damn it, Dave.
Yeah.
What? What's wrong?
I wanted JSN.
Oh,
but it's fine.
I wanted JSN.
We'll get some Deontay Johnson here and Keon.
Pete, how many best ball teams are you up to right now?
Nothing. I feel like my numbers are embarrassing, like 350 or something.
Wow.
I'm not getting to the 500.
I've drafted more teams than Pete.
The thing is that
I don't draft in the car, Dave, so it's hard for me to get my numbers up.
I don't draft in the car.
You're an emotionally well-adjusted individual, and like you think about a future in your life, and you're like, what would it be like if I don't have a team in the finals? And you're like, well, it wouldn't be that fun, but it would be fine. And I think about sitting there in week 17 and like, Bimefor's got a team in the finals, Crane somehow has 2 again, and I'm just like, I'd rather die than
people
live
are
that.
mass unsubbing from the channel because of the performance.
Just like whatever. It's just I think about a future with no finals, and I'm like, no, I gotta draft more teams.
Davis,
I just gotta draft more teams.
I'll go ahead and tell you this. I was gonna save it, but I'll just go ahead and tell you it now. I'm predicting one of my biggest hot takes. I'm predicting you're gonna make the finals this year.
I have like I gotta have, of any volume drafter, I do have to have the single best closing line value of any high volume drafter. So I hope that's true.
Well, Davis, here's the thing too about so you just said like you want to have a team in the finals, which obviously makes sense. But there's 2 ways to accomplish that, right? Mass, spamming the small contest, or you could just do a lower number of the high dollar ones where you're competing against less entries. Like you are increasing your odds in a similar proportion. It's just like which one takes more time.
So I'm doing a little bit of both. Like
I have seen you doing big dogs, but I'm saying like think about the burden of like, I'm not going to do 50 puppies and I'm going to do 1 big dog and have a similar chance of making the final.
Okay. Here's my question, Davis. JJ just really entered the best ball streets. He's becoming a best ball bro.
Mm-hmm.
You've been in the best ball streets. Can you give a prediction that you will fare better than JJ in your drafts this year?
Honestly, I don't know too much about JJ's player takes.
Yeah.
So
it's really, but it's not even about player takes. It's just about experience in the streets. You're a vet.
How about, can I weigh in on this?
Well, should I take Mostert here? Is this a Mostert team?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Like when I see
looking at your team,
when I see JJ tweet out like, oh, I had this wide receiver and this guy took my quarterback and it was unstacked. I'm like, man, JJ, he's still a rook. He's still a rook in the best ball streets. Like he hasn't experienced the pain of, one of his top owned guys going down in the best ball scene, like in the preseason. He's just now getting used to like getting sniped in best ball drafts. And so that's why I wanted to
I mean, I imagine JJ will do very well because JJ is a good player and he's going to have all well-structured teams.
Yeah.
And he will know to avoid like the worst picks on the board.
So what I'm hearing you say is that you don't have any sort of edge over JJ.
No, let me give the unbiased take on this.
Okay.
JJ is likely to have a higher regular season advance rate. He's probably value hounding more. He's probably sticking in line with more tried and true structures. Davis is just ripping it all in on his guys. And so I think the variance on Davis's regular season is going to be really swinging. Like Davis is either going to have a massive advance rate or is just going to flame out.
Like if Chase Brown turns his ankle and Mahomes is just kind of okay, I could be looking at hit him with the gritty 6% advance rate. You know, like it's definitely possible. But to be honest, I'm not really worried. I think I basically just keep taking the best team every time.
Okay.
And I'm diversifying a little bit more because, I mean, Pete, you know this, doing all these stream drafts where it's like, I would never take this combo. I would never take this player here. I would never set up this stack. Like when I drafted like Reeves or Gretsch or something, I'm like, oh, well, I just would have never considered that here.
Yeah.
So it's fun. And I like that.
I knew you'd come. I legitimately enjoy it.
Yeah.
The only time it's been bad is when someone wants me to take DeMarcus Robinson. It's the only time.
It's interesting.
Dave,
I'm not trying to renew my rivalry with JJ. I just wanted to get Davis's take to see if Davis wanted to enter the rivalry with JJ. So I thought you'd have a little more confidence, to be honest. Davis.
No, I think JJ. Now, if it was someone who I think is bad, someone who I don't respect, then sure, I'd be happy to go hard in the paint against them. But it's very unlikely JJ is going to be drafting bad teams. Maybe I would disagree with his player takes, but especially for advance rate, the player take stuff outside the extreme outliers. Structure is so important. I mean, Austin Eckler, shitty, the worst first round pick last year, like by a mile.
Yeah.
First round pick had an 8% advance rate. So think about that. Like basically taking a 0. He had one really good week at the beginning.
Well, JJ's going to be more spread out in his exposures than you two, I would guess.
And he's going to and he's also going to structure his teams well.
I think you're structuring your teams well too. You're just like ripping it in on like the same 10 players.
But it's like JJ will be mixing like this pick that I'm about to make at 107. Everyone in the chat already knows what it's going to be, and JJ will be mixing and matching that spot quite a bit, I would think.
Yeah, JJ is still in logic mode though, and so this is where Davis, I think you have an edge. Was what Pete is saying
by being an idiot. That's my edge.
Well, you are abandoning the ADP logic of you can't do this, you can't do that. You are living a little, you are in the we just don't know streets, embracing the extremes. And I think that will benefit you in the hunt for the top overall prize. This
is a great comment from someone who has no idea how I'm drafting, thinking that I have a bunch of JSN when I've got 9% of him.
Really?
Classic. Yeah.
You don't like JSN?
I have him ranked ahead of ADP, but I also have other players in his range ranked ahead of ADP.
Yeah. Again,
what we need a new threshold. What percentage in a BBM ownership constitutes loving a player? 8 is obviously even with the field, so you're neutral.
16%, I think.
Yeah, like I feel like I love Keon Coleman. Like I've been selecting him in so many drafts, and I still only have 13% of him. So I guess you couldn't say I love Keon Coleman.
I have 20% Keon Coleman on Underdog.
Okay, you love him.
All my teams, this is why most of my teams are going to look very familiar.
Wait, Davis, the pick everyone thought you were going to make at 107 was Zach Moss. I don't think anyone was predicting.
No, it was going to be Wicks, but I actually realized that this is a better combination of players.
I thought you meant Wicks. I was
yeah,
like,
I did mean Wicks, but when your other running backs are Najee Harris and Raheem Mostert, you got to add some theoretical expected points there, because I'm going to be in a bad side of the board on the running back tier coming back, where I'm going to get the ass end of this next tier of running backs.
This stretch right here has quickly become one of my least favorite stretches of drafts.
Yeah.
Like I'm now getting excited for the late rounds, like 15 through 18 with all the new guys available is fun. Like this portion sucks.
Who are some of the new guys that you are targeting?
Lots of, like, I'm trying to take Jordan Mason in as many drafts as I can. I'm trying to do all of the new like rookies that I wasn't drafting before. Jordan Whittington, Johnny
Sam
Wilson,
Darnold. What about like
Rice?
Sam Darnold in the 14th round?
Sure. Tack on Naylor. Yeah.
I mean,
anything that I wasn't.
Darnold is undraftable without Justin Jefferson, I think.
No.
What scenario is Sam Darnold?
You can do Addison, Naylor, and
I guess
Darnold.
you could do Hawkinson.
Yeah.
I don't think I've taken Darnold yet without JJ.
I have like gone in there trying to get Darnold, and I've quickly realized he's not where I would think he is. Like he's like, people are drafting him in the 14th round or 13th round because they want that, limited exposure compared to the rest of the field that had been drafting like before that, except for our buddy Cal Spears, who drafted him on his 10K team. Deshaun Watson and Sam Darnold.
That was before the McCarthy stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This
nice to run that pure in life.
This new Rico Dowdle ADP is rather annoying.
Gosh.
I mean, it's nice when you take him, but it's annoying when you used to be able to get him, like where I'm picking right now. Like,
it's Kareem's fault, dude. He wouldn't stop. Like, just every time that guy got in front of a mic, he just start humping Rico Dowdle's ADP, and it's like, dude, just relax.
He wrote a whole article about it.
Yeah, he equated him to some tree in the rainforest, I think.
Yeah. I mean, Rico Dowdle's just a good pick. Like, he probably should be going ahead of Zamir White or whatever. But
well, this is why I've liked the concept that Levitan's doing as far as reacclimating to the redraft world, because I've got my draft coming up this weekend with our home league, and I just know I'm already going to like every single player who's like coming up, like my players, and I'm going to want to get them all. And
yeah, I did my home league last Saturday, and it was like, I'm sitting there in the 17th round being like, what do you mean I can still get Audric Estime? This is crazy. Yeah. I'm like, dude, don't you guys know ball? Xavier, where do you guys think Xavier Worthy went in my home league?
Well, you're in Kansas City.
Sleeper, but it's Kansas City. Like, we're
there's no like keepers or anything.
There are. So basically, there's a round of keepers. Essentially, the like half the first round picks are kept.
I'll say he went in like the 7th round.
He went 4-7 to me. I was just
all this question. I took him where I take him. God damn it! I can't believe I fell for that frog. Guess where he went? It'd be so low. Just kidding. I took him where I take him everywhere.
Where do you? But I did an Otnu draft last night. It's like a Debbie auction based draft where you can keep. There's a salary cap. It's pretty advanced. Peter Schinke is I'm
really surprised you even know what Otnu is, to be honest.
This is like my 6th or 7th year drafting in it.
Crazy.
And I finally set myself up for success. And seeing some of these auction prices, though, it was wild. Like, I got Rico for like $6, And there are other running backs going for like $30. Like people
best
just
ball does legit ruin your brain. Like,
Yes.
like it really, like even, I mean, Pete, I'm sure you've had this doing these high stakes managed leagues where it's just like, this is so different than my experience of drafting on Underdog. It's insane.
Yeah.
The number one thing that's been hard for me in doing the high stakes managed is not freaking out about quarterback. Like not being like, if I don't get Caleb Williams on this team, my whole family is dead. That has been the hardest thing to adjust to.
Caleb Williams has just skyrocketed. And I thought it would happen because of Hard Knocks, but part of it's also just he's been really good. I mean, he's made some unbelievable plays.
Wow. Unforced error here from the drafter at the turn. Unbelievable.
What'd he do? Tell us.
He took Ty Chandler ahead of Blake Corum.
Yeah, Blake
And
Corum,
you made him pay with that.
Nice.
What do you think about the Jacksonville situation, Davis? Since you drafted,
I'm getting extremely post woke to Gabe Davis. I think he basically is gonna have his Bills role plus. Like he's gonna be out there for 90% of the snaps, but I don't think they're gonna use him as the pure clear out MVS role guy, because that seems like what Brian Thomas Jr. is gonna do. So I think Gabe Davis might be a little bit like I believe the way I'm reading the situation is that he's replacing the position that Calvin Ridley was playing last year.
Yeah.
Obviously he's not as good. I'm not saying that he's going to earn 165 targets or whatever. I think he'll probably get 110 targets, but it's a pretty good buy the dip spot on Gabe, who just like everyone hates. Like obviously everyone just hates Gabe Davis at this stage of his career, but if you give him that Bills role plus a 3% target share, you slide him that way, he becomes a very good pick. Yeah, historical anomalies. Someone pointed this out to me. The Jaguars have the old Bills wide receiver coach that basically was like, I'd never want Gabe Davis to leave the field.
Gosh, Nick Chubb is going in the 140s on Underdog.
I mean, it's August 21st and he's not running. I don't know
Davis,
how this is going to end.
We know how it's going to end with him winning week 17.
I every week, let's like he and Pete, I wonder how you feel about this. I'll let you make your picks, then I'll throw it to you. About the J.K. Dobbins has been one of the guys I've changed my mind on the most, where I like expected J.K. Dobbins to show up to camp and not be healthy, like to be on the pup list the whole time. He shows up to the first week of training camp, no pup. They don't discuss it. He's just out there. He's just running. All the, Kay Adams goes to camp. Greg Rosenthal goes to camp. All those guys. And they're like, he looks great. He's ready to go. He's going to have a great year. And I'm like, why am I drafting Gus Edwards, a guy I think sucks, to J.K. Dobbins, a guy who I think is good, who like is going to be the starter, who's like with a coach who loves him. So I'm taking a lot of J.K. Dobbins now.
He's the kind of guy in previous years I would make the mistake of, a bunch of people got him in like the 16th, 17th. I'm not touching him. And it's like, who cares? Like I take him at 145. There's no difference. Yeah. I've been clicking him. Like, I mean, I'm not going buck wild, but anytime he's in the vicinity and I need a running back, he's my target here.
Something that's keeping my exposures in check is that I'm trying to be a little bit better about changing my mind this year. Like Leggett, another example of a guy. Who have I not changed my mind on? Who
you're right. You've just gotten all positive news about.
That's the thing. Guys. Yeah, it's just all been good. Leggett is a pretty good example of a guy that I was like, he stinks as a prospect. I hate him. Bryce Young stinks. I don't want him at all. And now I'm drafting more of him. Jason Wright. I'm about to blow your mind. Has anyone been good in the first year back from an Achilles injury? The answer is no, but only if you view it in a certain light, because there's been guys who've gotten back really quickly, Cam Akers being one of them. Foreman was good eventually, but how woke is this? Cam Akers second Achilles injury, and he's back, and he might beat out Dameon Pierce to be the second running back for the Texans after looking pretty good in the preseason. That is like the Charlie Day red lines like analysis of like why you could be feeling more bullish about Dobbins.
Yeah, that's one of the things as far as good offenses that you're looking to back or draft backups, and thinking about the Texans, especially with the Mixon stuff, and then the Chiefs, because it feels like there's a flavor of the month every single week as far as a Chiefs backup. And like now it's Carson Steele.
Yeah.
Corain's tweet is doing some psychic damage to me.
Was it the 4.7540 that
no,
he ran?
I know all that stuff, but like if Corain gives me permission to take him, why not? You know what I mean? Like if someone else in the cabal has already given me the permission to take him, what's the harm? You know what I mean?
Yeah. But this is like, if you think about what we were saying at the beginning of the draft season, draft backups on good teams, backup running backs on good teams that are score touchdowns. Look at those players. The 49ers, the Chiefs, the Texans. Like all those situations have changed. And now you've got some presumably...
I want it on the record. I'm still not convinced it has changed. I think Dameon Pierce still probably is the second running back for the Texans. And I'm open to being wrong about that, but that is my opinion still right now.
It's just when these athletic guys tweet out that someone may not make the team, it's just it puts me into panic mode. Like they have
Vidal, man.
Yes. And now everyone's saying Vidal's back, but we just don't know. We don't.
Literally took 3 runs of him looking okay against 4th stringers in preseason, and it's all the way Barack. It was
Someone
Jover.
Drafted Noah Fant right before me. Yeah,
Pete, when are you thinking Best Ball Mania 5 fills?
I think I gave my official prediction. Someone asked me, I said the Friday before Labor Day weekend, so a week from tomorrow was my guess.
Jesus,
at the time.
Okay, I
literally, like, no math, no nothing, like literally just firing from the hip. So
just balls. All right, I need to start drafting. Also, Ricky Pearsall on this team was bad. I should not have done that. That was stupid. Dave just took Tyler Boyd at pick 166.
Listen, I needed a wide receiver. Like the room is terrible right now. Tolbert, Yoshi, Demarcus Robinson, Marvin.
Oh, Dave, I can tell you don't know ball because you haven't heard the Tolbert news.
Yeah, I was so sweating him getting back to me here for my deck stack.
What happened?
Dave, I would have thought for sure this was covered on the late round podcast.
What happened?
Dak gave an interview a week ago where he was like, every year in the offseason, I work with one guy. I kind of take him under my wing, and the guy's a great year the next year. Last year, it was CeeDee Lamb. The year before, it was Dalton Schultz. This year, it was Jalen Tolbert. Basically, he came over to Dak's house every single day, and they just would run routes and practice in Dak's backyard.
Interesting.
That's literally normie logic. Like that for you should be the most convincing thing you've ever heard.
Yeah. Usually you don't have receivers working out with their quarterbacks in the offseason. So that was actually a pretty good nugget to have.
I honestly can't tell if you're being facetious.
I couldn't either.
Like,
I was like, is that delivering a deadpan joke or?
Yeah. Like I can't tell. I mean, because the thing is it's not sanctioned by the team, so it's got to be done. Like the guys have to communicate to one another.
Yeah.
So like Hardman has never spent an offseason working with Pat, but Worthy and Rice already have. Right.
Well, so you should be high on Will Levis and Treylon Burks then, right?
Dave, I would never admit this in front of anyone, but I am taking a little bit of Treylon.
Whoa, what?
I tweeted this last week. I said he was one of my preseason risers. Not that I think
you're going places, kid. You are going places.
I also said you have to take it with a giant grain of salt, and someone commented, why the grain of salt? And I said, because he's Treylon Burks.
Well, there has to be a story that is told, and this is the whole point of the Live a Little, is that every lineup tells a story. The story that is told is, if you believe that Hopkins is washed, is going to be injury prone.
I don't think he's washed, but now the door is just wide open.
But if he gets hurt, the position.
One second, I need you to pause. Pete, is taking Burton and Yoshi Voss together redacted or
Burton
sharp?
is terrible. Do not draft Burton. That's a wasted pick.
I did not ask you.
I like taking those guys together. I mean, I hadn't done it yet, but I don't mind it.
Okay. I don't think I've taken them together yet either.
It's terrible.
You don't have Burrow though, right? No, you're just getting that second stack.
Yeah.
So basically what Brian Callahan said in a presser is that Traylon's strictly playing the X, which is is DeAndre Hopkins spot. He's not playing the slot like we thought he might.
Yeah, that is bearish. That is not good.
So you have to hope that something happens
to. But the thing I always think is, I think those coaches say things like that, and then they get into the season and they start seeing how the games are playing, and they're like, Tyler Boyd has negative juice. Like, Tyler Boyd has got nothing left. We can't play him anymore. We got to just. I mean, you want to tell me like DeAndre Hopkins can't play in the slot, Calvin Ridley can't play in the slot, if you really think Traylon can only play the X?
Jeez Louise, Jordan Woodington going now before Demarcus Robinson.
You can't if you give the slappies at inch, Dave, they are going to take 10 miles. You can't give the slappies. The slappies don't even care that he had to play the second preseason game.
I don't think I know what you're saying, Davis, but I really think it is optimal to be clicking these guys here over the guys who have been drafted.
Oh, I'm with you. I don't care. In fact, I probably have taken Jordan Whittington earlier than this. I'm
sloppy behavior is like taking Xavier Worthy in the beginning of the fourth. That's slappy behavior.
Hey, slappy is as slappy does. But what I will say, taking Jordan Whittington in the 15th round or whatever, way better than taking Demarcus Robinson wherever he's been going. That's all I've got there. We've not done any recapping for the audio listeners.
No.
Dave, you have Tyreek Hill, Malik Nabers, Devonta Smith. You got Hurts with Devonta. You took Dalton Kincaid. You took JSN. Running back room starting with Ramondre, then Pollard, then Chase Brown. Rashid Shaheed adds on Eckler and Chubb. Geno with JSN. Snap takes Tyler Boyd in the 14th round to stack him with Will Levis. Isaiah Likely as his tight end 2 behind Kincaid. Pete is cooking up a pretty nice one here on the turn. CeeDee Lamb, Kyren Williams, Brandon Ayuk, Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews, adds Deontay Johnson. Don't love that. Keon Coleman, Jalen Warren, Dak Prescott with CeeDee, Jacoby Myers, AD Mitchell. That's got to be such a unique pairing. The Jacoby Myers guy never clicks AD Mitchell, and the AD Mitchell guy doesn't even have Jacoby Myers ranked. Charbonnet, Dobbins, adds Tolbert, Conklin, Shipley, Naylor. Pretty good. I have a pretty mediocre team. Puka and Debo, Mahomes and Worthy, add Kittle, add Jaden Reed, Najee Harris, Raheem Mostert, Zach Moss, Purdy with the 2 49ers, Gabe Davis, Blake Corum, add Ricky Pearsall for another 49er, Braylon Allen, and then did Yoshi Voss and Burton at 15-16. I actually have now psyoped myself into thinking that's good. Yoshi.
I just don't think, unless you are just tacking on, I don't like the Burton pick.
Why?
With Yoshi? Because are you basically stacking them to see maybe one of them pays off?
Exactly. You're saying you get Yoshi Voss points early, Burton points late.
And yet when I do that with Justin Fields and Russ Wilson, it's not good.
Correct.
No, but I think that the out you have there is one of those guys is going to win the wide receiver 3 job, right? Like one of them. So you're going to get that guy. And then if there's an injury, you could get both of them out there in 3 wide receiver sets. So that's like, yeah.
Damn.
And I do think like a lot of people, myself included, are like, yeah, I want to start taking Yoshi Voss now because Burton's at like 100%. That a lot of people probably aren't taking them together.
Correct. I mean, I definitely had a shit ton of Burton before, and now I need to add more Yoshi Voss to balance my range.
What what are your thoughts on some of these running backs that are in the 8-9 round range, sometimes 10th? Talking about Tony Pollard, who has been creeping up the boards.
Pollard's a good. Pollard is.
I like Pollard a lot.
Yeah, he's just a good pick.
Devin Singletary.
Here, Dave, I'll let you do this for me. Should I take Carson Steele or Audric Estime?
Estime. Especially since you grabbed Dulcich. I almost drafted Dulcich over Likely. He has been the free pick for me on DK in the 19th round, 20th round. Like, I've got so much Bo Nix, Dulcich because they were free. Now they are not.
Bo Nix is a really good pick on DraftKings. I mean, he's a good pick.
Well, now he's going way early because he is just absolutely balled out in the preseason.
Yeah.
Can someone please take Kate Otten so I don't have to? Because I have a really fun, super late dart I'd rather select here, but I'm going to be legally obligated to take him as a bring back on some of my stuff here.
I saw Kate Otten bring back is what you need. I simply will not be giving anyone $75,000 post-tax gross.
40 picks past ADP. God damn it. Stay strong.
I saw Smiz tweet out about taking Devontae Adams or who is it? Devonta Smith. Like, who would you rather? Or maybe it was Waddle. Maybe it's Waddle, Smith, and Devontae Adams in the second round. And basically just getting on anyone who chose anyone other than Devontae Adams. And let me just say, after watching some of these preseason games for the Raiders, it's going to be rough this year. Like,
it's crazy that if they had just like the bare minimum of quarterback play, they have such a theoretically fun offense, and it's just going to get smoked by Minshew and AOC.
Gosh, my team's actually pretty good.
Pete, you got T-Dazzle saved you, buddy.
I'm pulling out the new. I don't even think it's gotten trendy yet. This last click here.
Let's see it.
It is. You're gonna actually like this, I think, Dave.
Who is it?
Oh, the screen's not gonna show it. Cam Akers.
Yeah, I do like that.
That's one that definitely feels fun on August 21st and not as fun on October 4th.
Unless,
I mean, I'll tell you what's not going to feel fun. All the Dameon Pierce shares.
Yes. Yeah.
100%.
Dameon Pierce is at this point, I think Dameon Pierce's best outs are starting the season as running back 2, getting cut, and then signing for another team who has a running back injury. That's like the good run out for him.
Yeah.
This team wanted him to be a thing so bad. And they pulled him for Devin Singletary just in a blink of an eye. You don't think they're going to put Cam Akers ahead of him if this keeps up?
I've got
almost for sure they will.
14% Mitchell, 13% Pierce. Those feel just really bad right now. I guess I didn't have too much CEH on here. That's
who is Mitchell? Elijah Mitchell?
Yes. Because he was C-Max.
What percentage do you have on him?
14%.
Ouch. That feels bad, man.
Yeah.
I should not have taken Ricky Pearsall on this team. I should have taken like literally anyone other than Ricky Pearsall.
Pearsall's not a bad pick.
He is when you already have Kittle and Debo.
Well, did you get Purdy?
Yeah.
So it's not a bad pick if the story that you're telling is that Ayuk is not going to play for them this year.
Well, that's the story you're telling there is Ayuk gets traded or gets injured. Yeah.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So, Davis, you said you cannot draft any Steelers players.
Definitely didn't say that. I have a Steelers player on this roster that we just did.
This was a couple weeks ago, or maybe even last week with the Ayuk stuff because he's gonna be traded there.
Oh yeah.
Have you changed your mind at all?
No. Mm-mm. The new texture of the board makes it even harder.
But you just drafted a Steelers player?
Well, the running backs are fine. It's a Pickens Freiermuth thing.
Got it. Pete, are you drafting scared as far as Pittsburgh wide receivers as well?
I mean, I think I've been scared this entire offseason of Pittsburgh wide receivers. I've
Yeah, aren't you worried?
Very little. I was drafting like Roman Wilson the first month of the contest, and then we realized he didn't exist. So stop that. Who else is there to draft? Dave, you want me drafting Van Jefferson?
No, I still think Roman Wilson does exist.
Okay. I hope
he's one of these guys who we're gonna be like, oh, idiot! I should have been drafting him.
I really don't think. I really don't think so.
I think that's quite unlikely, personally.
Listen, you guys, we had the same conversation last year about Puka Nacua. Like, it's
no one
okay.
said that to you.
You can't have it both. You either go on record and say Roman Wilson is this year's Puka Nacua, but you can't use it as a victory lap.
No, I'm saying it to the point of you guys are acting like you know the future.
No, the whole point of the Puka thing was they wouldn't stop talking about him in August. He's having a great camp. He's tearing it up, all of this stuff. He's Stafford's favorite target. Where is that on Roman Wilson? This comp doesn't hold up for me, Dave.
Okay.
I agree.
I'm just saying that Roman Wilson still could be a thing, and you guys saying that, no, he's not going to be a thing is similar to like...
If by thing you mean the next Puka Nacua, then yes, he's not going to be a thing.
But every year it's like the next so-and-so. Like, who are we? Davis said last year that Cam Akers was going to be the next Josh Jacobs. Like, I mean,
this year, I recant. I did say it. I want it on the record. I did recant that about 4 days later when I realized how dumb it was.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that Roman Wilson can give us like an A.T. Perry impression in week 17. Like, that's my hope for Roman Wilson right now.
It was like running back, wide receiver. This year is going to be like the tight end. Like, who's going to be this year's Greg Dulcich?
Dave, let's do a real quick test on how much you know ball.
Yeah.
How much Taysom Hill do you have on DraftKings?
I've been trying to get more of him lately. Well, obviously,
give me the number.
I don't know off the top of my head, but I will look up. He's obviously.
Do you have over 51% through 118 drafts?
Davis, no, I don't have over 51% of Taysom Hill.
Hey, man, I'm sorry you don't know ball then. You could try again next year.
Did you ask me how much Taysom Hill I had so you could let everyone know how much Taysom Hill you had?
Yeah, that's the only reason I'm still putting myself through the DraftKings interface is because I promise you, if Taysom was tight end eligible on Underdog, I would have stopped playing on DraftKings once I got the Underdog deal. I would have been, it's not worth it.
Yeah, and he's still like, he was listed in the auto draft I did last night. He was listed as a quarterback. Like, it
totally depends.
Yeah, it's going to take the Saints listing him as a tight end for him to be, or a running back.
Pete, if Taysom got tossed back in the pool at his old ADP, like tight end 19 or whatever, he literally probably would be the best pick on the board, I would think. Going where like Tyler Conklin goes.
Right, but no, his ADP would go up. I think he would go after Njoku before Goddard.
Yeah. So, yep.
I only have 8% of Taysom Hill on DK.
Wow. Well, all right. I think we solved the case of if Dave's gonna have a DK finals team this year. Yeah. The answer is no.
Even worse than that, I've got more Jelani Woods than Taysom Hill on DK.
Is Jelani out for the year? Or...
He's having toe surgery, so I assume so.
Like that guy. Yeah.
Peter, you guys should do a big dog on and off the board, on and off the clock.
Why? So you can have the room get filled for you?
Yes.
Okay. Just to be clear, I'm glad that it wasn't. You thought it would be good content. Just we could be your puppets to fill this room.
It will be good content, but yeah.
Okay.
I'm throwing that
out
there.
So it says 3 more likes. Let's get 100. Guys, that should be just a given.
How many live concurrents does the Swolecast get?
I think like 1,000. I think it gets like 1,000.
Yeah, no shot. No chance.
You don't know that. Okay. Things you want to promote, Davis.
I would like everyone to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm going to hop in a big board or a big dog immediately after this. And everyone should subscribe to my Patreon. I just did my redraft tiers this week. So for your home league, for your high stakes leagues, all of that is there was no mission this week. We got behind. There was no mission this week.
Yeah.
No mission on the Swolecast this week. Yeah, everyone please subscribe to my YouTube.
We didn't even I didn't even think about it until
it was my fault. It is my fault. I was running behind. That's on me.
It is bigger than you to take the blame, Davis. Again, just so much personal growth this offseason. Love to see it. Pete, final thoughts?
Okay, Davis gets to promote stuff and I have to say something funny. Okay. No. Subscribe to the Deposit Kingdom channel for the Truth Serum stuff and the Best Ball Bros. Going to be some fun videos coming out over there. And yeah, I think that's it for me right now, Dave.
Okay. I want to leave everybody with the thoughts. Actually, Fantasy Labs, we have our rankings from Sean Kerner, Chris Raybon. If you want guys who have repeatedly been in the top 5 of Fantasy Pros drafters, number 1 in multi-year accuracy as well, hop on over there. And number 2, you should be paying close attention. This is free alpha. You should be paying close attention to the backup running back situation happening in Detroit. That's all I'm going to say. I want you to do some homework, though, and thank me later.
One second.
That'll be it for the Swolecast. We'll see. What, Davis?
Peter, I need you to do me a favor. I tried to find it the other day. Can you send me the file for the video from February where I was on Sion Vaki and had to explain who he was to Sam and Crane?
Yeah.
I mean, if you find me the episode,
Davis, we've already discussed.
No, Zach made it a short. Zach made it a short.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then yes, we will.
Well, you said it as a joke, Davis.
I did not say it as a joke.
Don't hijack my take. So that's all I'm gonna say. Do your own homework. And with that being said,
hang on, I want to try one more thing. Because Davis has this new bit. It's a funny bit from ADP chasing where he compares like 3 players at once. I want to try my first one here, Davis, and I want you to tell me if I pass the test. And it's because it's near my heart right now. Troy Franklin is the MVS of Dontavian Wicks's.
It's close. It's close. I'd have to think about it. It didn't.
Yeah, I mean, you'll get there. You'll get there. You'll get there when you really think about it.
One of the players involved has to be really good. And we only think Dontavian Wicks is good. We don't know yet.
Exactly. Just like we don't know about Troy Franklin.
Okay. No, it's pretty good. That's pretty good. It needs a little work, though. Workshop that.
All right,
I like how Davis invented this. Pete gives his take. Davis says no. And then
and fucking Dave, of all people, Dave Klug stole my bit. And I'm just like, of all people to steal my bit.
I'm going to be 100% honest. I didn't know this bit originated from you. I've seen it on Twitter everywhere. So proud of you, Davis.
Lots of thievery in the fantasy space. Vetri, Kluge.
Not that I can ever be mad about someone stealing a bit, but it's like,
yeah,
come on.
Now people are saying draft whoever you want, just live a little. And, that's been the whole thesis of this show for the past 3 years. So whatever. All right, let's close this out. Say thanks to Sosa. Thanks to everyone for tuning in. Go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, and wish me luck in my destination draft with my home league mates this weekend. We'll see you next week, same time, here on the Swolecast and RotoGrinders.com. Peace.